Hey everyone, Serena here. So, some of you asked the same question from me recently, and so I felt to unpack it a little bit for you. Yeah, I got cold, so you have to bear with my voice. It's not that fluffy, soft, meditative voice of Serena as usual. Yeah, so the question was, is there any difference between trauma and emotional repression? That's a question that often comes up when I work with people. So, first, I want to respond to that question and approach your question through my direct experience. And then I would like to pose the same question to you all, so you can also reflect on it personally through your own experience. Otherwise, I think the information might remain abstract in a way, but I do believe that it's important for you to connect with yourself, with your internal experience, in order to gain a deeper understanding of yourself. So, in my experience, what happens externally can be traumatic, but fundamentally, this external event is not the trauma. An event or a relationship can be traumatic, but trauma is the internal reaction or experience within me in response to that traumatic event or during that event, this response in my body. Therefore, trauma implies the inability to allow, feel, and express the emotions arising within me, within my body, during that event or within that relationship. For example, when I was 3 years old, I was hit by someone for expressing my anger, and in that moment, I simply froze. And what I experienced at that time was feelings of desperation, fear of losing someone essential for my survival. I mean, you can imagine as a child. It was also feelings of loneliness, helplessness, hurt, and sadness. All these feelings simultaneously arose in me. So, yeah, but due to the shock, both I and those emotions got shut down within my body, alongside the anger, of course, that triggered all these other emotions in the first place. And since that moment, whenever any of those emotions surfaced within me, within my experience and in my body, I could only feel the shutdown as a means of disconnecting from them in an attempt to shield myself or to protect myself from that traumatic experience. Just a side note here, by the way, that it's typical of trauma for us to automatically associate the traumatic event with the sensations we feel within our bodies, in our inner body, in response to it, in response to the traumatic event. Yes, that's just a side note. So what I just described, the trauma I experienced in my inner body as a reaction, is the mechanism of emotional self-repression itself, which began in that moment. In other words, the inability to allow, feel, express, and show those emotions that I felt. And in essence, from that moment onward, I unconsciously resist, repress, and hide those emotions from both myself and others. Or, if I want to put it simply, in that moment, I unconsciously made the decision that I do not want to feel those emotions anymore. So just to summarize the difference between these terms. So, traumatic event is what happens to us. Trauma is the internal reaction to that event. And emotional repression, in essence, equals trauma. It's the inability to feel and express what we feel. And I don't want to go deeper than that. We can even talk about the long-term effects of trauma, but that's a whole other topic, so we don't go there now. But now, coming back to your experience, if you can recall something from the past that was traumatic and difficult for you to digest, perhaps not the most severe incident, but something lighter for now. So just recall that, or pull up that scenario in front of yourself, in your mind's eye, let's say, and tell to yourself the statement as you look at that scenario. Just say, it's okay to feel my emotions about it, or it's okay to feel my anger, hurt, and fear about it. So, does your body and mind agree or disagree with this statement? Just take a moment to check in with your experience and just observe any disagreeing thoughts or sensations in your body mind that may indicate a no response. Resistance, in other words. And this resistance might manifest as a simple no in the mind, or maybe as a physical reaction, such as shutdown, contraction, or pulsation in the body. And if there is a no, it means that your body still holds on to that experience by repressing the emotions associated with it. I don't want to delve deeper than that for now. I just wanted to provide you with a glimpse of it so you can see that's where we begin working with repression. When the body-mind resists and says no to feeling something. As you can observe, the traumatic event itself may not be occurring for you anymore, or at the moment it's not happening, as you can see, but the trauma, aka the emotional repression, persists in your body, right? So, yes, I think that was it for today, and feel free to leave comments under this post and share your experience, and if there was any no for you, or if you would like just to add anything to that. Yeah, thanks for listening.